Good afternoon, welcome to Teleislas News, the most important news of the day. New case of assassination occurred around 11 o'clock in the night in the Corrales neighborhood, where a man was killed in cold blood while he was hit more than 7 times. Authorities began the investigation of this case.
Leopoldo Gonzalez Mosquera, 48 years old man, is the identity of the person who was murdered last night in the Corrales sector. According to information from people close to the victim, Gonzalez was outside an establishment in his sector when armed men on a motorcycle shot at his body without saying a word. He was shot more than 7 times and died at the scene. So far, authorities are conducting all the necessary investigations to determine the causes of this unfortunate event and to find the whereabouts of those responsible.
With 9 positive votes by the Departmental Assembly, Starlene Milano Greener-Bent was chosen for the position as Departmental Controller, who will be responsible for the task of directing and coordinating the fiscal surveillance of the island. Greener-Bent is a lawyer graduated from the University of Cartagena with a specialization in fiscal responsibility and fiscal management. The new public official said that he will seek to improve citizen participation in fiscal control, the mission, and modernize the technologies and infrastructure of the Controller General of the Archipelago Department. This information will be expanded in our 8 p.m. Central broadcast. The government did not comply with the reconstruction of Old Providence, according to the press release issued by the Constitutional Court. In this respect, the first reactions were given in the municipality.
The Constitutional Court determined that the government of former President Ivan Duque did not comply with the agreements on the basic characteristics that the new housing in Providence and Catalina should have. The High Court said that it's necessary to adopt several judicial solutions in order to ensure decent housing, healthcare, drinking water, basic sanitation, a reconstruction in line with the cultural identity and resilient to the effects of climate change. This in response to the action for right protection by the Veeduría Cívica of Old Providence. Regarding the bulletin, the president of the oversight group said the following.
Construction of the community of Providence and Catalina have a lot of problems. A lot of house stuff that is leaking. The septic tank them are not the correct septic for the island. And is a lot of different things that have to be correct. So what the court is ordering, so is the people them that making the reconstruction supposed to start correcting all what have done bad. And more of the 80% of the reconstruction don't have the zona segura, a place to be secure if the hurricane blew. They did not comply with it, and it was one of the agreements that was established in the meeting them with the community.
Among the issued orders are the intervention of the field hospital, the water supply, sewage disposal, closure of debris collection sites, and the consulting of the community on the process of integral reconstruction on the island, among others.
And the municipality is still in shock and laments the death of a minor.
The community in Old Providence is in shock and deeply moved by the death of Anadel Hawkins Fernandez, a 16-year-old minor stabbed last Saturday. According to the community reports, the deceased went to the Goat Hill neighborhood where she was involved in a fierce argument with another minor. The discussion ended with Hawkins getting stabbed in the thorax by the other minor. Following the incident, the injured girl was transported to the health center at about 2 p.m. by members of the community, where her medical conditions deteriorated after several hours. Apparently, an attempt was made to refer the injured girl to a higher level hospital in San Andres, but this was not possible. At about 6 p.m., the patient lost her life. So far, the authorities have not commented on this unfortunate event that keeps the community of Old Providence in shock.
And the Health Secretariat held a meeting with the purpose of sharing information on the actions oriented to good sanitary practices that serve to strengthen the basic and operative principles of hygiene and disinfection in swimming pools and similar structures. This in order to reduce the factors that may put public health at risk in the territory of Insular.
In the morning hours, a socialization of surveillance and control was carried out with pool service providers of the island, where through showing the principles and regulations of this type of pools, the guide was instructed with the objective of protecting the health of users.
Se está realizando una
A socialization is being conducted to the parameters contained in the 9th Law of 1979, which is the National Sanitary Code, Law 1229 of 2001, which regulates the entire operation and surveillance of swimming pools, and the contents of the regulatory decree of the health sector, Decree 780 of 2016, all the above seeking to clarify the responsibility of the owners of swimming pools, preventing threats to the health of users and physical risks by the implements with which a pool must be equipped on safety aspects and compliance with good sanitary practices associated with hygienic conditions in swimming pools.
The regulations explain the maintenance of swimming pools, water quality, waste management, non-compliance with sanitation plans, pest control and quality controls. In the event of non-compliance, once the control is carried out by the Secretary of Health, the establishment could be sanctioned with the temporary or permanent closure of the site.
And we continue with information on the weather conditions in the Caribbean Sea. The potential tropical cyclone 15 has a 90% probability of potential tropical depression formation for the next 48 hours. This was announced by the IDEAM through a statement.
According to the Institute of Meteorology, Hydrology and Environmental Studies, IDEAM, the low-pressure area located in the Caribbean Sea has been designated as a potential tropical cyclone 15 and has a 90% of probability of potential tropical depression formation for the next 48 hours. It has a maximum sustained winds of 65 kilometers per hour and continued movement toward the west-northwest. The forecast indicates the possibility of rain during the next few days in the Caribbean, Northern Andean, Orinoco, and Amazon regions, especially in the departments of La Guajira, Cesar, and Magdalena, including the coast. As the system continues to move west-northwestward, moderate rainfall is likely to develop in the large sectors of the Colombian Caribbean Sea, including the archipelago. It is expected that nearby Tuesday morning, the center of the potential cyclone will be 457 kilometers from San Andres, 394 kilometers from Providence, and 391 kilometers from Santa Catalina.
And now let's get to know other facts that today are news in our brief news section.
The sectional of the Departmental League Against Cancer, in articulation with the Office of Women's Affairs and Gender, conducted a day of vaccination against human papillomavirus, an activity that took place this weekend as part of the commemoration of the month against breast cancer. The vaccination point was at the Manawar Park, where girls and adolescents between 9 and 17 years were vaccinated. The Health Secretariat, through the Social Coexistence and Mental Health Program, during the weekend was present in different sectors of the island in order to socialize with the community their rights to mental health services, included in a comprehensive manner in the benefit plan in charge of the EPS, as well as a care route where professionals in psychology, free of charge, through the departmental and national mental health telephone lines, the Santo Domingo Foundation, and the Javeriana University will be attentive to guide and assist them. Attention will be provided to the characteristics of confidentiality and maintaining privacy. As part of the commemoration of the World Day of the Fight Against Stroke, the Social State Departmental Hospital has been advancing an awareness campaign to its users, taking into account that a stroke can occur suddenly and unexpectedly. Therefore, health professionals invite citizens to be aware of signs such as twisted face, impaired vision, arm or leg weaknesses, and slur speech. If you have any of these characteristics, please go to the emergency room as soon as possible.
With this information, we reach to the end of this broadcast, but we see you tonight at 8 p.m. with more Teleislas News. Good afternoon.